So this revision video is about inequalities on graphs. I'm going to go through one example and then you're going to have a go at some questions yourself. So the first example I'm going through is written on the screen now. So if you want to pause the video, get the question written down and then we'll go through it. So the first part of the question is asking us to find the coordinates of P1 and P2, which are the points of intersection of these two graphs here. So we're going to set them equal to each other because we know that when they intersect, it's when both of these equations are equal to one another. So for part A, we're setting this equation equal to that equation. So 12 plus 4x equals x squared. I'm going to rearrange this and solve it. So I need to rearrange it so that I've got a quadratic that equals 0. So I can rewrite this as x squared subtract 4x subtract 12 equals 0. I'm now going to factorise my quadratic to find my two x values. So when I factorise this, I get x subtract 6, x plus 2. So I'm looking at my factors of negative 12 that make a sum of negative 4. So this tells me that x equals negative 2 or 6. So I've got my two x values for P1 and P2 and now need to find my y values. So I'm just going to substitute these x values into either one of these equations. I'm going to substitute it into the bottom one just because it will be quicker. So when x equals negative 2, y equals negative 2 squared. So I'm substituting x equals negative 2 into y equals x squared. Remember, we could substitute it into that top one as well, doesn't matter, which is equal to 4. When x equals 6, y equals 6 squared, which is 36. So my first set of coordinates is negative 2, 4, and my second set of coordinates is 6, 36. And that's my answer to part A. Part B of this question says, hence, write down the solution of to the inequality 12 plus 4x is greater than x squared. So in order for us to do that, we need to draw a sketch of our two lines. So we're going to draw our y-axis and our x-axis. I'm going to start by drawing the graph of y equals x squared. So that is our x squared graph, our quadratic graph. And then we've got y equals 12 plus 4x. So that is a linear graph that has a y-intercept at 12. So here we've got a linear graph with our y-intercept of 12. And to find out where it intersects the x-axis, we need to substitute in y equals 0 into the equation y equals 12 plus 4x. So y equals 0, that means 12 plus 4x equals 0. So we've got 4x is equal to negative 12. X is equal to negative 3. So I've drawn a sketch of my two graphs 12 plus 4x, with all of their key points. Now P1 and P2 we can also label on here. So P1, that was -2, 4, so we can see that that must be this intersection point here, and P2 is this one here. Now we want to write down the solution to 12 plus 4x is greater than x squared. So we want to find the region where this line here, 12 plus 4x, has a greater value than the curve x squared. Now if we look at our graph, we can see if we start over here, in this part of the graph, x squared, the values for x squared are greater than the values for 12 plus 4x. So we're thinking about the y values here. The y values of x squared are greater than the y values of 12 plus 4x. However, when we get to this section here, we can see that the line 12 plus 4x is greater than the curve x squared. So we know that our answer is in this region here. So we need to write down when the x values satisfy this region here. So our x value here at P1, that was -2. And our x value here at P2, that was 6. So at the point where 12 plus 4x is greater than x squared, that is when x values are between those 2 points. So our answer would look like that. We've got -2 is less than x, which is less than 6.